Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we have another opportunity to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Today, I want to talk about yoga and the archetypal self. This is the story they weave. This is the witchery that produces such an enchantment on us to pursue the idea that there's a point of light within us called the Atman, and it turns out to not be personal, but it's the same as the Brahman, the indivisible, universal abstract spirit. Now, Carl Jung defined the archetypes as the organs of the pre-rational psyche, things that are happening before self-consciousness develops, and planting the seeds in the form of images, because the archetypes turn out to communicate from the subconscious to the conscious mind via the method of symbolism. And they do that because they're an imagination service, not an information service. So you could say that the archetype is an instinct's portrait of itself, and it communicates what it's learned through its evolutionary survival adaptation, and it's as if it gives the psyche, or the part of your consciousness, extra sensory perception. It's not enough just to have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo. There's also infrared and ultraviolet on the other sides of the spectrum. So it gives us possibilities of extending our range of awareness. But let's make no mistake about this. First of all, this condition that yoga is talking about only becomes firm and established, prashtitam, with uninterrupted practice, with dedication and devotion. Anything less than that, you're just posing. So I never try to present this as a quick fix, as a hocus pocus, some kind of over the night or over the weekend, you'll get your certificate. This is a lifelong pursuit. And since you can only live a year in a year's time, you got to take it slow. But the whole idea is to find that thing that you'd be willing to die for. That's what your real belief is, the measure of your belief. What are you willing to die for? But of course, you don't want to die for it. You want to live for it. And you don't let up. There's no let up. There's no time off. You have to realize you haven't learned all you can learn. You haven't given all you can give. You haven't loved all you can love. So you keep on going. It's a beautiful thing. So it takes your whole life. There's no way faster than that. You got to recycle your understanding into everything you're doing, all your relationships. And the sole purpose of the technique is to free that part of you that connects your soul to your spirit. Your soul is the one that's the embodied part. And as it goes further and further into the transcendent realms, it connects to spirit, which has no form whatsoever. So if you do that, you'll know what it means to be alive in your heart and soul. Now, the thing is that you learn to give what we call generosity of heart with no expectation of reciprocity. You give because you can't do anything other than that. Like the sun, it doesn't choose to shine on you. It can't help itself. That's just its nature. So the thing you have to remember is if you want your archetypal self to penetrate into your daily life as a result of your yoga practice, you have to understand procrastination. And not like Swami Byandananda says when somebody asks him, Swami, I procrastinate all the time. What should I do? He says, well, the next time you have the urge to procrastinate, put it off. Now, procrastination is stationary inertia. And until the law of moving inertia takes over, that stuck part stays stuck. So you have to add some force, some oomph into it to get it going. And you'll see that you eliminate a lot of anxiety in your life if you start to face anything you've been trying to avoid. So you have to learn to do your earthly best with the time that you have instead of squandering it. Don't worry about the things that you can't do instead of doing the things that you can, but you don't. So find out how to muse on your goal, what benefit it would be if you set a goal for yourself and set out, because you make your decisions and your decisions end up making you over time. So it's the easiest thing in the world to neglect what's really important and give into what's urgent. And it's a great skill to learn to distinguish those two things apart from each other and give the correct amount of time to each of those things. And if you do that, you'll not only free yourself, but you'll also do the best work you possibly can. Have a great day. And don't forget to check out my website, GabrielHalpern.com, or go to the YouTube station tomorrow. I'd also love you to pass this on to anyone who might benefit from it. It's a lot of free stuff to download there. And don't forget to check out my Good Vibrations yoga class today at 11 o'clock and 2 weeks from today as well.